So PhD was knowledge, like gaining knowledge. I thought that was the toughest thing to do. And then I was like, I did it. I was only 26 when I did it, Of course, a lot of sacrifices. I was married already, and then living away from my husband. But still, I just felt that you could achieve what you wanted very easily if you had, if you worked hard for it. So this lemon that life threw at me when I was flying high and that had me fall was actually infertility. So when this happened, this infertility thing happened, obviously, it was a time when we were starting to think about family, and I just realized that this is turning out to be the most difficult thing. What I thought was the easiest thing as a scientist, biologically, if you define it, it's just the easiest thing, but then that was becoming the most difficult thing for me. And to me, to be very honest, initially, I think I was just annoyed that one another experiment in my life is not working. It's like the COVID test, why isn't this test, I mean, it was more of that. I did not realize so much about, just wanting, or, just what that kid turning positive versus my wanting to become a mother. I think initially I was not ready to really become a mother. I was still thinking about my career. I had no clue how that is going to affect everything else. And I think this struggle wherein I actually ended up making a conscious choice to leave my scientific career to focus on motherhood was another or major turning point in my life. So it was a very hard choice and hard decision to make, but I think it was that point when I started realizing, after I would say almost 3 to 4 years of actually trying to become a mother or setting up our family, I made this hard decision because I just felt that everything else in life can wait. But again, biology had not, I mean, it's not changed, right? Technology has advanced, but we as humans, I think our function, we haven't.
Yeah, we're
right?
very traditional, all of us, yes.
That's the fact. So that realization made me want to pause in that and really prioritize what I wanted. So people in my life are not fully, sure of my decision, mainly because they're like, you have put in so much of effort in building up a scientific career, and now you're leaving it all. Are you going to be happy? Aren't you going to be depressed at some point? What if you don't become a mother? What is going to happen to you? So it was a decision I had to really own in my life. And what I told myself is, if I don't focus on this aspect, I might regret later. If it doesn't work, I'm willing to accept that I've given my 100% and the rest is beyond my control. Right? And then I thought I can always try and get back to building my career.
I mean, biologically, you're not limited with that. You can work as long as you want to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, it is just such I know that you went also, if we can use this word, like a spiritual journey almost in a way. It is like a journey of self-discovery, what you said, and understanding, and transition and transformation and mindset. And so here we have a woman who spent quite a bit of time already just being very determined, very focused. If you put A, B, and C together, this is the result you're gonna get because it's science, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of you know the outcome based on the ingredients and formula that you use.
Yeah.
And so here then life puts you in a situation which is beyond your control.
Yes.
And so how did it change you as a person?
I think it changed me tremendously as a person, this whole experience, right? Because see, like I was saying about the scientific evidence, so I was someone who used to look for evidence in everything. Like, you give me proof, you give me numbers, you give me data, tell me the experiment is working, I will believe, right? So I did not have so much of, a belief in anything else other than science, actually, until that point in my life. So even when I'm talking about my intuition regarding my marriage and all that, right, it is actually a reflection that I was like, wow, we have this kind of a power that I did not know existed at that time. I just had it naturally and I thought it's all me. It's all me. But then when I faced this challenge in my life, it was a very, very difficult phase. I went through a lot of physical symptoms as well. Like I had developed irritable bowel syndrome around that time. which even at that point I only knew it as physical manifestation, but later I realized that it is also something to do with your mind, your state of your mind. And so at that point I was just tired. I did not know whether I was moving in the right direction or not. So I just decided to just surrender in the sense to the higher power. I was like, okay, this is what I want, now here I am. I used to be in tears all the time, but somehow I feel the moment I surrendered something beyond, I felt some kind of a positivity come from. I had faith. I was staying with my husband's parents, my in-laws at that time, who provided the most ambient, most supportive environment. They were there with me. We used to have very philosophical conversations. And it was, I just realized it was almost a thing of, you'd keep trying. And that positivity led me to, of course, conceive our first child. Yeah.
Now you have two. Right?
Now I have two. Yes. Yeah. And I also ended up writing a book during that time.
Okay. Well, what the book is about?
The book is actually about my life, mine and my co-author's Meghna, my friend Meghna's life as graduate students in the US. So, it's a collection of recipes that we used to cook as Indian students.
This is very sweet.
And our experience, in fact, that went on to win an award as well.
Wow. Well, that, it reminds me, my mom is a great cook, and it's sort of, I have been thinking now for the last year already, I should really encourage her to put her favorite recipe together, add some stories from her childhood, and publish the book. So now I'm going to take it as the confirmation from the life and universe, yes, with your story, that this is what we should be doing.
Absolutely.
You mentioned this at the beginning when you sort of trying, I think 27, right? You said when you were trying to conceive and it was not possible at that time, you said also that in your mind you felt you were not ready to be a mother. So what do you think changed specifically in your mind that actually made you ready, and what does it mean to be ready?
Yeah, that's a very good question actually, because when I look back, it was that tipping point, right, that actually made me leave my job. I think till then I was not so connected with with children so much. When I see, compared to my husband has a natural flair with children, and I see that with my own children, they have that natural flair with our children. I didn't have it actually. So I really did not know what is motherhood, right? So around that point, I just started feeling like, I think the moment when I surrendered, the connection that I had, with Krishna, I believe in Krishna, suddenly, till then, that connection actually made me feel like experience motherhood. It is not just that I'm a mother, I don't feel the motherly feeling just to my two kids. Now when I see children around, I hear a child's cry, I feel that motherly feeling, which was never there before. It's a beautiful feeling.